Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu has quickly become one of the most exciting young talents in world rugby, but according to legendary former All Blacks fly half Dan Carter, true greatness is not achieved through talent alone. It is earned through consistency, resilience, and the ability to learn from difficult moments. As the rugby world continues to debate the future of South Africa's number 10 jersey, Carter has offered valuable insight into what the young Springboks star must do if he wants to reach the very highest level of the game. Over the past year, Feinberg-Mngomezulu has captured the attention of fans and experts alike with his fearless style of play, impressive skill set, and confidence under pressure. At just 24 years old, he has already shown glimpses of becoming one of the best playmakers in international rugby. His performances have often demonstrated creativity, vision, and the ability to change games in an instant. Many supporters have viewed him as one of the future leaders of South African rugby, and expectations around him have grown rapidly. However, rugby at the highest level can be unforgiving, and even the most talented players experience setbacks. Recently, Feinberg-Mngomezulu faced one of the toughest moments of his young international career when he struggled during the opening test against the All Blacks in the latest edition of the Greatest Rivalry series. The performance led to him losing his place in the starting lineup, with experienced fly half Handre Pollard returning to guide the team in the second test. For some players, such a setback could damage confidence. For others, it becomes a turning point that helps shape a stronger and more complete athlete. This is exactly where Dan Carter believes the young Springbok now finds himself. Speaking about the situation, Carter highlighted how carefully the South African management team has handled Feinberg-Mngomezulu's development. Rather than placing enormous pressure on him from the very beginning, the coaches gradually introduced him to the international environment. This allowed him to learn from experienced players while developing his own understanding of the game. According to Carter, this patient approach has played a major role in the young fly half's progress. South Africa has been fortunate to have experienced options such as Handre Pollard and Manie Libbok, both of whom have delivered important performances on the international stage. Their presence has allowed Feinberg-Mngomezulu to grow without carrying the full weight of expectations immediately. Instead of being rushed into becoming the team's primary playmaker, he was given time to adapt, learn, and build confidence. Eventually, that confidence began to show in his performances. One of the moments that convinced many people of his extraordinary potential came during his standout display against the All Blacks in Wellington. On that day, he played with remarkable composure and attacking intent, producing a performance that showcased exactly why so many people rate him so highly. For Carter, that match was a glimpse into what the young fly half could become. It was not simply about individual brilliance. It was about seeing a player capable of controlling a game against one of rugby's strongest opponents. The impressive performances did not stop there. During the Northern Hemisphere tour later in the year, Feinberg-Mngomezulu continued to build momentum. Week after week, he appeared more comfortable at international level. His decision-making improved, his confidence grew, and his influence on matches became increasingly noticeable. Supporters began talking about him as the future of the Springboks, while analysts praised his ability to handle pressure situations at such a young age. Yet international rugby is often defined not by how players perform when everything is going well, but by how they respond when things become difficult. Every great player experiences challenging periods. Even legends of the game have endured disappointing performances, criticism, and moments of doubt. The difference between good players and great players is often their response to those challenges. This is where Carter's message becomes particularly important. The former World Cup winner believes that talent alone is not enough to become a world-class fly half. He points out that true greatness requires years of consistent performances at the highest level. A player may have a brilliant season or produce several outstanding matches, but maintaining that standard over many years is what separates the elite from everyone else. Longevity, according to Carter, is one of the most difficult achievements in professional rugby. It demands discipline, physical preparation, mental strength, and a constant desire to improve. What encourages Carter most about Feinberg-Mngomezulu is his attitude toward learning. The rugby icon revealed that the young South African has occasionally reached out with questions, seeking advice and looking for ways to improve his game. For Carter, this demonstrates a crucial characteristic shared by many of the world's best athletes, a growth mindset. Rather than believing he already knows everything, Feinberg-Mngomezulu appears eager to learn from experienced players and coaches. This willingness to listen, adapt, and grow could become one of his greatest strengths moving forward. Another important factor in his development is the presence of respected coach Tony Brown within the Springboks setup. Brown, a former All Blacks playmaker himself, understands the unique pressures that come with playing in the number 10 jersey. His experience at the highest level gives him valuable insight into what young fly halves need in order to succeed. Having someone with that level of knowledge available for guidance could prove extremely valuable for Feinberg-Mngomezulu as he continues to develop his game. The relationship between player and coach often plays a significant role in shaping careers, and many observers believe Brown's influence could help accelerate the young star's growth. While losing his starting position may be disappointing, it could also provide an important learning opportunity. Being dropped after a difficult performance forces players to reflect, identify areas for improvement, and return stronger. Some of the greatest careers in sport have been defined by moments of adversity rather than moments of success. Challenges often reveal character, and many fans will now be watching closely to see how Feinberg-Mngomezulu responds. Fortunately for South Africa, the competition for the fly half position remains incredibly strong. Handre Pollard brings experience, leadership, and proven success at the highest level. Manie Libbok offers his own unique attacking qualities. This depth creates healthy competition within the squad and ensures that every player must continue improving to secure a place in the team. While competition can be challenging, it often helps talented players reach even higher standards. For Feinberg-Mngomezulu, the journey toward becoming a world-class fly half is still only beginning. The talent is clearly there. The confidence is there. The support system is there. Now comes the next stage of his development, proving that he can consistently deliver at the highest level over a long period of time. As Dan Carter emphasized, greatness is not built in a season or two. It is built over years of dedication, learning, and persistence. The setbacks, disappointments, and difficult moments are all part of that process. Looking ahead, there is every reason to believe that Feinberg-Mngomezulu has the potential to become one of rugby's leading players. His performances have already shown flashes of brilliance that few players can produce. More importantly, his desire to improve suggests that he understands the work still required to reach the top. The coming months and years will provide many opportunities for him to continue developing, learning from experienced teammates, and strengthening his position within the Springboks setup. For rugby fans, this story is about much more than one player losing a starting jersey. It is about the journey from promising talent to established star. It is about how young athletes respond when faced with pressure and setbacks. And it is about the qualities that define true greatness in professional sport. According to Dan Carter, the path is clear. Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu already possesses rare talent, but talent alone will not make him world-class. Consistency, longevity, and a relentless commitment to learning will determine whether he can turn potential into greatness. If he embraces that challenge, The future could be incredibly bright not only for him but also for the Springboks and rugby supporters around the world who are eager to see the next generation of stars emerge on the international stage.